So I wanted to point out whenever there's CW, let's find some more. I'm going to click here. So I'm going to go off frequency a little bit. And you can see right here it has the, well, see we're off frequency here. This is the 0 beat. Let's hit the button. And now I hit the 0 beat button, the spot button, and we're perfect. How cool is that? Now I can span. Let's go in tight. There we go. Too tight. So there it's centered, and then I'll go in tighter. Let's see how tight we can go in, 1K. That's cool, it looks like a bubbling fountain, doesn't it? So let's change the colors just for fun here. So what we're doing here is I'm showing you what I really wanted out of this radio, and that was to hook up a monitor. Now, the resolution, I wish I could change it more, but 800 by 600 is the only option you get pretty much. Any other 800 by 400 or something didn't work for this monitor, so this is what you get. So you can see that it's kind of cut off up here, but that's fine. I really, really like it, and this is the option that I wanted. So the problem is you have to have a special cable. This I think it's a DVI cable, and it's not an HDMI, so I had to actually order a DVI to HDMI. I heard that HDMI is proprietary or something, which is some crazy crap, right? Anyway, I went to Walmart, Target, and Lowe's trying to find this cable, couldn't find it. DVI to HDMI, couldn't find it, had to order it, it came in 2 days, and so here we are. So this is what I wanted the big screen. Let's zoom out and look at some activity that's out there. And of course you've got your 3D thing here, which I don't like that much. So if you go up here to your levels, you can turn these down and maybe see some lines here. Honestly, I don't think the 3D works very well. It's just too much noise. So if we go in here and we turn it to, if we turn the colors, you can make it look like a grassy field. Well, I do like that you can see the strong signals way out. That's kind of cool, but it's just such a mess, you know? It just seems like a mess. So if I try to go over to, I'm gonna hit the spot button. Perfect spot. Now, I mean, look at that. Do you really like that? I guess it's okay, but I think one of the first things people do is turn that off. It's kind of cool, I guess, if you have it in the background, you know, it looks kind of cool, a 3D display, but as a practical use, we all like to see the lines. But look at all this activity tonight. It's a Monday night. It's about 9 o'clock March, and there's quite a lot of activity. So I found that if you click here in the blue, it gets smaller, much smaller. I like it to be big. I like to see as much screen as I can, and then you click up here and it will go to the frequency. Well, oh wait, I'm on center, so it's not going to do that. So I'm going to have to turn the dial. So if we change this to cursor, then we can go to the cursor. The problem is I think it's pretty hard to hit that line just right on a cursor. But anyway, I'm on the wrong frequency. What am I doing? So I don't even know how I got here. How on earth did I get to 7? I want to be in here somewhere. I guess I clicked around too much. So anyway, I should be seeing some CW, make sure I'm in the right mode. And we're just playing around here, man. I'm going to do fixed. So at fixed, you can see you're at 7.0. I don't know if we're in that mode actually, or if you're going to change it, but we're on 7.0 all the way to 7.2. So you can see the whole range. And if you want to see the lines a little clearer, you go over to the level, and you can change the contrast of the lines and bring out the subtleties. It looks like the matrix, doesn't it? So anyway, I'm trying to find a CW signal, and let's go. I think I'm gonna do a, not seeing much CW out there. Where are you guys? There was a bunch earlier. Well, I watch the waterfall so much I lose place in where I am in the frequency, and I should be down 704. Let me tune up. Looks like I'm pretty good. It's all digital stuff, man. There we go. All right, so this is the display. We'll be doing a lot more of this, but I'm just playing around with it now. How about we go to, I'm gonna change VFOB. I'm gonna go way up there. Now this top dial will go a lot faster. Let's go up to 7.1 something. I swear, I'll see a signal, and as soon as I get there, it disappears every time. So as soon as I leave it, it'll come back. I should use my mouse, shouldn't I? I'm going to turn some filters on. Come on, man. I'm losing everybody. Maybe the bands are dead. I don't know. I'm not seeing a whole lot.
Okay, who's the zero on this band? Take the contest, Kilo Whiskey 8, Norway. Boy, I heard a couple voices. Let's see if we can get one of them. Sure is it?
This is odd. It feels like...
QRP, is it Kilo Bravo?
It sounds like a net and a contest going on at the same time. I don't know what's going on. Let's mess around with the...
QSL, K5 Sister Love Terror, 590 band. All right, very good. They were make disposal, ma'am. Thanks a lot. QRZ, Kilo Whiskey, November. Contest, Kilo Whiskey 8, Norway. Anyone else?
CQ contest. Well, there's the big waterfall.
CQ contest, Kilo Whiskey 8, Norway. CQ contest, Kilo Whiskey 8, Norway. KW 8, November. November 56, Golf, Lima, India, your 59 old man. Okay, and it's Golf, Lima, India, right? Okay, GLR, very good, thank you. QRZ, Kilo Whiskey, November.
What's kind of funny is this color here is gray. Well, you'd have to be really boring to like that color. It looks kind of like an old newspaper. Let's try blue. Blue's kind of boring. I'm so used to that. Kind of like the idea of a mixed color. All right, let's jump around. So I'm gonna play with the notch filter here. This is the problem. As I was doing this, I knocked it off frequency. So what you have to do is hit the lock button, and then you don't have to worry about hitting this. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what I'm doing here with my setup. First of all, I just made a video about N9YO, and I got that ready for a contest. I got kind of obsessed with that last weekend. And then I installed Ham Radio Deluxe. I got the trial version. I think you get a month with it. And it's working pretty good. And what I had to do there, when you go to connect and you pick new, you pick the Yaesu and you pick your radio, but they did not have the configuration for this radio. They only have FTDX, and they have a couple on here, but the one that worked the best is this FTDX10 DMP. So that seemed to work. I've got my COM5 and my 38.4, and then I've got, it has RTS on it. Anyway, this rig control works pretty well. So I can change the frequency here, and I'm controlling my radio right now. So it's kind of like, I feel like if I'm using this and I've got my radio, I've got multiple ways to control it. I mean, I can, with Ham Radio Deluxe, I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it or not, but I kind of like the way that you can change things quickly like this. I can just hit 17, 20, 30, 40, just jump around fast, you know? And so let's go. I'm going to use this mouse goes to my radio. I'm so glad it has a mouse, but this mouse goes to the Ham Radio Deluxe here, and let's just mess around. I want to find a signal, so I'm going to use this mouse and click. I forgot that I was on lock. So I'm going to go down to 7055. There's usually straight key people on here, of which I am. I don't think the bands are doing very well tonight. I'm going to go ahead and hit tune. I'm using the internal tuner, and I've got the high-end fed wire out there, which is doing pretty good for what I need right now. I'm still working on a better antenna. That's to come. There we go. Okay, I'm glad someone's going fast because I wanted to show you that I am also using DM780, which is a part of Ham Radio Deluxe. And let's see, there we go, look at that. That's decoding pretty darn good. I would like to have a decent but stealthy 2 meter. It's doing better than it was last night, and I think it's because it needs a strong signal, and we've got a strong signal right now. So he's saying 2 meter antenna at the front of our house. So I also had to connect this using program options, and I go to push to talk down here, and you do it via Ham Radio Deluxe, and then you configure the connection, and they talk to each other over a connection. And then the sound card is what's important here, and that was on my USB audio codec, so that just worked. Anyway, I can actually call CQ right here. I have this working. Let's do that right now. I'm going to just say QRL. I'm going to go to an open frequency, and I'm going to say QRL. And if I type in this box, hopefully it'll work. I'll type QRL, then that's frequency in use, and then I'm going to hit send. Okay, and because I just started this, it's warning me I have to connect to Ham Radio Deluxe. And once I do that, it should work. So we go here to Tools, Eyepiece. You have to make sure that this is broadcasting. I'm going to stop this and start it. Okay, and try to connect. There it is. So I can type in this pane right here on Digital Master 780, and it's going to transmit for me. Now I could call CQ right now, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to start a QSO on the computer. And I've got my straight key right here, and I might do a QSO with this. But you can see how cool this is. So with Ham Radio Deluxe, which I don't own yet, I might buy it, I might not, I don't know. It's at $99, I think, but this Digital Master 780 is pretty cool. It also has SSTV. It's got all these different modes. I don't know much about it. It seems pretty cool. So let's try to find another signal. If you hit this little erase button right here, erase button, it'll start over. So just so you know, I could type in here and hit send, and it will send CW for me. It's pretty cool. And I would do that if I was in a contest or something, you know, or if I needed some support while I'm trying to write down, or if I'm at 30 words per minute, 40 words per minute, or whatever. But let's try to find some more CW, and we will. Okay, I need to hit the spot button. I'm having trouble spotting this guy. There it is. There we go. Now it's starting. That's going fast. That might be a beacon or something. So anyway, my point is, I've got Ham Radio Deluxe N1mm on a computer. I've got the display over here. This is what I've got set up. And now I might try to make a contact. And for that, I need pen and paper. Jeez. It's like, what is that? It tells you 39 words per minute, 40 words per minute, so I imagine, I'm just guessing, it's a computer. I don't know. It's coming out really well, while not too stealthy. J-pole antenna built by Bud Chick KD, something on a short, blah, blah, blah. All right. Do you want me to make a contact? Let's do it. Let's go over to 7055. All right, here we go. 7055. Gerald Trimble, my good friend, sent me this for free. He's so awesome. This is the best key I own for a base station. It's big and heavy. Made it out of wood. How awesome is that? This thing is rock solid, man. It doesn't move at all. What did I do? All right. So I'm pretty sure this frequency is not in use. So I'm going to call CQ. I'm actually not very confident with the straight key. I'm pretty shaky. I feel like I really have to work at it. So I'm going to keep this QSO short. Now, it could just be my opinion, but I believe the key to straight key and being heard and understood is having very short dits. So the long DAWs and the short dits, that's the key. When you get them mixed up, you have to make the dit as short as possible. It's just a beep, as short as possible, and then you can be understood. So try to listen. When I do this, people have told me that I'm good. I'm always struggling. I never feel like I'm good at anything, but the dit to me has got to be very short. So as long as that's very short, it should make sense. I need to turn my power up. I forgot to do that. And you go into the menu and you go over to RF power. I was at 10 watts. I'm just gonna crank it up to 80 watts, 85, 90, 90 watts, why not? So I got a good SWR. It's a good antenna. It's a really good antenna. I'm gonna hit the lock button, that way I don't get knocked off of 7055. Nothing. Last night, someone came back to me just like that. And I didn't even want them to because I was just testing. But tonight, it must be just awful. It's a Monday night, so I don't expect people to be doing ham radio, but let's keep trying. I think that was pretty good. Nothing? Come on, man. I can't believe it. That's very unusual. So what I'm going to do is tool around and see if anyone else is calling CQ. Turn my levels down. That way I can pick out the colors here. And now I forget that I'm on lock. Too fast. There's nobody out there, man. That must be a beacon. I think that's a beacon. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I think the bands are dead, and I think people are at work. It's Monday night, so anyway, this is my setup. Ham Radio Deluxe, N1mm, the Yaesu, which I'm really starting to like. I think it's an upgrade over the ICOM. It's more complicated, actually. It's actually more complicated, especially the firmware. I just did the firmware on my ICOM 7300 when I sold it. It was really easy. It was a file, put it in, it was update. This thing has like 5 or 6 files. Then you have to download them, and you have to format the card, and then you have to take it in, put the files exactly under the folder as they say, then put it in, and then pick which ones you want. It's a lot more complicated to do the firmware update on this, but I love this screen. I love this setup. I'm going to be adding more to it, but right now this is it. All right, thanks for joining me. Sorry there was no QSO, but maybe there will be tomorrow.